let's go ahead and break. You got anything else real quick?
No. I mean, I think we've covered quite a few bases this evening. So let's go ahead and take a break, listen to some Dead Serious, and let's get these guys out and let's talk about some future plans, man.
Absolutely. We'll be right back with Joe Del Corvo and Deadly Serious. This song we're going to lead in with is called Peanuts Are Evil from their album We're Not Joking. And we'll be right back on the Will and Thunder Show. Back to the Will and Thunder Show. That, of course, was Dead Serious. And here with us, we have Mr. Joe Del Corvo, the man on the bass. How you doing, bud?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Pretty good. I guess we'll have Dead Lee on here pretty soon. So what's going on?
I'm just enjoying this Miami Heat game right now.
What's the score?
Not really. Jeez, you want to know. We're down by 21 at halftime.
Really? Will and I were talking about it earlier. The Spurs team is no joke, man. They're playing them tough.
Good thing I'm a Magic fan.
Yes. Well, I don't know if there's anything good about being a Magic fan right now. I mean, haven't been looking good for the last couple of years, man.
It's all rebuilding.
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah,
what do you do when you get to the center?
What's that?
Go ahead, Will.
Us Dolphins fans, we've been waiting until next year since 1973.
That's right. It's been a long rebuilding time, Long rebuilding, kind of like the road work in Georgia.
They're doing Decades Week on NFL Network, so you could watch the Miami Dolphins when they were good.
That's right.
Back in the 70s.
Mercy, I was eating baby food.
Yeah, I was.
Me too.
So what's going on, Joe, man? How you been?
Not too bad. I'm on vacation. No work.
It's got to be good.
No work for a week. I'm just chilling out. Just had our first rehearsal yesterday, first time in like three and a half years.
How'd it go?
It was, got to get the rust out.
Oh, sure.
Otherwise, it's pretty good.
So, do you guys still have the little potato head running around anywhere, or is that long gone by now?
It's somewhere.
It's somewhere.
It's an undisclosed location.
Yeah, I know it still exists. It's somewhere, but I don't even know where it's at. I haven't seen it for a while. Hopefully, it might come out in September.
Yeah, for the 80s in the Park show.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Do you have the full lineup for that, like the whole weekend? I know you guys are kicking it off on the Friday afternoon, and that's at Wickham Park on starting September 26th, right? Wickham Park in Melbourne, Florida.
Right.
And it's September 26th is when it starts, right?
26th, 27th, 28th, yes.
Okay, where can people get tickets? Because when they hear this lineup, people might want to be.
Just go to 80sinthepark.com.
Okay.
And get tickets right off of that. I know a bunch of local places are selling tickets too. So.
Cool. Yeah, I'm going to do everything I can to get down there for that.
You should.
But who else is going to be there? I know Faster Pussycat and Up's Enough. Who else?
Great White.
Awesome.
Great White. Stephen Piercy from Rat. What's his name? John Raitt.
John Waite?
Yeah. A couple of guys from Cinderella got their own band called Cheap Thrill. They're playing. Bang Tango.
Cool.
Who else is playing on this thing?
Brian Howe.
Zebra, which is a band I want to see because I've never seen them.
Brian Howe, like Bad Company.
He's playing. Yeah.
LA Guns.
Mm-hmm.
John Corabi.
Yep.
Gene Loves Jezebel. Oh, they're definitely 80s, but they're not really metal.
They were there last year too. Yeah.
Pat Travers.
You got some Pat Travers playing. Actually, Rodney O'Quinn plays bass for them. He used to play an early form of Dead Serios back in the day.
Oh, really?
Actually, my bass rig I bought from him a long time ago.
The Bow Wow Wow's going to be there. Holy crap.
Yeah.
That's a name I haven't heard in decades.
Missing Persons.
Yeah.
They were playing. Yeah.
Jack Starr.
Mm-hmm.
We had Jack on the show a few months ago.
Mm-hmm.
Killer Force.
It's a heck of a lineup there.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I was there last year. I mean, it's just one of those things where you go and you enjoy the weekend, hang outside, and listen to good music. It's
amazing what they've done with Wickham Park, making it such a good music venue. I've had quite a few people tell me about it, especially people I've run into up here in Tennessee that are from the area or go down there and visit and talk about it.
Yeah, I mean they do the country thing there too. I think the same guy that runs that does 80s in the Park too. So nice big stage. They got a catwalk this year.
Oh, really?
I'm sure Mr. Serious will enjoy that.
Absolutely.
Of course.
Yeah.
Along with a unlucky play school lawnmower.
Well, yeah.
That's right.
I'm sure there's going to be some destruction going on. Yeah.
Yes. Now, so how did it feel yesterday, man? You guys getting back in the room together with each other, man, and just bringing that unit back together, man.
It's like I said, you have to get the rust out. My fingers are so slow, like compared to what they used to be. It's just like I get it going and stuff. But I'll tell you one thing is like I sweated really well. It's a funny thing too because I just had my 45th birthday on Sunday.
Well, happy birthday to you, man.
Thank you very much. And when I started with this band, I was 19 years old.
God.
I was this little kid coming in and just learning, still learning. What am I talking about?
I don't know if Dead Lee told you about this from one of the earlier times when he was on the show, but
I didn't
Thunder
do it.
here. Thunder here. One night when you guys were playing the pub in Cape Canaveral,
I remember that place.
You guys were playing Lawn Care Studs, and this knucklehead here finds a real lawnmower on the premises.
It was by the back door, right by the stage.
Fires the damn thing up, and when Deadly's doing his little thing around the mosh pit with the play school mower, he's right behind him with the real thing.
Did you turn it on and everything?
Oh, yeah. I tried it on and everything. I almost cut Bill's foot off, running him over, and I was just rolling through the crowd. I mean, look, there was a couple Budweisers, involved in the situation, but I mean, it seemed like a good idea at the time. It was Lawn Care Studs. He's out with the little bubble mower thing. I'm like, real lawnmower. Let's see if it cranks up. It started up, and it happened. Man,
I don't remember that. I remember that pub very well, though. They had like a really nice booby bar right down the street from there.
Yes, they yeah.
Yeah.
What was it called? Florida's finest teasers back then. Yeah.
It was good times, man. Just like the power station back in the day.
Oh, yeah, the Power Chicken. Saw lots of great bands there.
Yeah, I think last time we talked, you mentioned one of your favorite bands that came through there that used to play with us a lot was AWOL.
Oh, right. I love AWOL, man. Yeah, they used to play there, you guys, a lot. That was one of my favorite shows where you two were playing together, because both of you guys, just phenomenal musicians back there. I mean, especially on that last AWOL album where Pete and Doug did that guitar collaboration.
Yeah.
That was awesome, man. Awesome.
Yeah. I used to sit there and sit down with Kerry, and he would show me how he would play, and I go, man, I can't do that. Those are two totally different bass players, But
absolutely.
Yeah. But it was so cool back then, and a lot of those guys I still keep in touch with to this day.
I see Pete on Facebook quite a bit, and he's all over the world, touring these guys, doing this and doing that.
Yeah, he's working with Papa Roach, I think, right now.
Yeah.
Oh, he's their drummer, or he's just
Yeah, he's doing some kind of tech stuff with them.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Yeah, whatever keeps you busy, man. You make a paycheck, it's all
good.
That's right. Especially in music.
Exactly. I've actually met quite a few people who do that from up here in Tennessee now. I know some of the guys from Full Devil Jacket, and a couple of the guys from Fuel, and these guys from Full Devil Jacket, man, they're really cool guys, man, local guys around here, and they, they'll go out and just pop in the clubs here and there, play a couple songs or whatever. They're really cool guys, man.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're in Tennessee?
Yeah. I'm right in between Memphis and a town called Jackson, which it's a cool little rock scene. I'm 3 hours away from Nashville and about an hour and a half away from Memphis.
Yeah. Yeah, the old power station I was looking at the other day, it's turning into a produce market.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I can remember back before it was the power station, it was a really lame indoor putt-putt golf center.
I don't even remember that.
Really?
Yeah,
it probably happened just before I moved here, yeah.
It was something to where you could literally, some idiot with a couple 2x4s, plywood, and a saw could have made all the little obstacles on there. It was really lame. But yeah, I missed that place. It's been a couple of different things. Did it become now Discount Auto Parts was always there, wasn't it?
It was next door.
Yeah, it's next door.
Okay.
Yeah. Through the years, it was Asylum. I think it was Limelight.
Oh, yeah, then the Zoo. And
I forgot about that name.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the reason it finally closed down is because the Kimball brothers couldn't, claim bankruptcy anymore.
I think the last thing I know they owned was, as far as I know, was Crossroads.
Really?
And we all know about Crossroads.
Exactly.
Paul Berry, man, what the heck?
Oh yeah, we played there. We played Crossroads.
Is that the one in Palm Bay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
That's right.
Still there.
Well, I was thinking that maybe that place they just ran out of names for it, so they had to go somewhere else.
I guess so,
yeah.
man.
I
just
just think
every word in the dictionary.
I just think the whole thing changed, the whole music thing. Man, there used to be great bands. We used to play with, and we play with everybody there, man. Just like when they would come through, it was Quiet Riot, Slaughter, Cinderella, Guar. I mean, I can go on and on and on with these bands we played with. And it's just like, once the arena thing stopped, everyone started doing the club thing again. And, so we were there, Saigon Kick, which is still one of my favorite bands.
Yeah, I love Saigon Kick.
Yeah, I get to see. Well, I saw them at UCF years and years ago. They played with, who did they play? I can't even remember who they played with. Extreme. Saigon Kick and Extreme. That was a great concert, too.
Like
apparently Extreme's back together because they're playing the Monsters of Rock cruise.
Really?
A lot of bands do that. There's actually bands that are playing at this the 80s in the Park that are actually doing that Monsters of Rock on the boat. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes,
several of them actually.
I know Faster Pussycats playing, and there's this band that they just added called Tough. I don't know if you know who they are.
I remember them.
I remember them. I mean, I can see the logo and everything.
Yeah. It was like a pink logo.
Yeah. They played at the Power Station, and I'm pretty sure AWOL opened up for them.
Oh, they were. We were talking about the other day. They were actually on. If you remember the Decline of Western Civilization, that movie.
Oh, they were.
Yeah, the singer
was
on
that
there.
movie again.
Yeah.
The only thing I really remember about that movie was the promoter trying to get the crowd warmed up for Odin, and that, Odin. That and the dude, I guess that bass player that was like all drugged out in a floater in his pool with his mom sitting there taking care of him.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah. Oh, Chris Holmes. Chris Holmes from Wasp.
Wasp, yeah.
Yeah, man. He ended up marrying Lita Ford.
Yeah, he came a long way. Well, I guess now it's Lita Ford sitting there next to the pool.
No, that was his mom. That was his mom, yeah. Yeah. I saw that movie on
That's a name I haven't heard forever either, Lita Ford.
Yeah. 16 years old I saw that movie. I actually went to the movie theater and watched it.
Oh, really? I saw it on VHS.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
VHS. Nobody knows what you're talking about anymore. You say VHS.
I remember certain people, if they're listening right now, that was watching stuff on beta.
Oh, I know. It actually had a cassette player, a Sony Walkman that took a cassette tape. Really?
Yeah. I still have a cassette player in my car. I don't know about you.
I had one. Not the truck I have now. The truck I had before that, I had a tape deck in there. And my kids are like, "What's that?" I'm like, "It's a cassette tape player." And they're like, "What's a cassette tape?" I'm like, "Never mind."
Yeah, my car's got one.
I still put tapes in there. Some work, some don't. It's all good.
Right.
I mean, our kids will never know the parallel. Now they've got a CD. Oh, my CD skips. That's nothing compared to your tape getting eaten up and you having to pull a pencil out and try and put it back in the cassette. I mean, you have no idea what that's like.
Yep.
That's pressure right there. That's stress. Is it going to work?
I remember talking to somebody about that was probably 10 years ago about 8-tracks, and they're like, "What is an 8-track?"
Well, guys, we have Mr. Dead Serios.
I listen to the song, and halfway through it goes click. On to the next side.
Well, yeah. Mr. Dead Serios has joined us. We're going to go ahead and bring him in.
Right on.
Just for the record, 8-tracks did not go click. They went shank.
How are you doing, sir?
I was just really enjoying hanging out, listening to the show, and once you got into cassettes and Betamaxes, I had to call in and get involved.
You know I was talking about you, right?
Absolutely, dude. That's why I had to jump in.
Yeah, I know. When the first time I ever met him, we go back to his apartment, and I just had gotten done doing a 2-song audition at the Wine Gallery. He's like, yeah, come back to the place, and it's like, show me some video and stuff, and he throws in the beta. I'm like, holy cow.
Hey, but you have to say, though, that was 1988. I was only 10 years behind the scenes at that point.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, don't feel bad. Don't feel bad, 'cause I was one of the last people ever to buy a CD player. I was one of the last people to ever buy a DVD player. I was one of the last people to buy an MP3 player. So, don't feel bad.
Will.
Yes.
You're familiar with metalsludge.com.
Somewhat.
Okay, that's the lead singer for Tough. The band Tough.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That's Stevie Rochelle. He's the guy who is the mastermind behind Metal Sludge, and that's just blown up to an enormously popular 80s metal-based website over the years. So that might connect the dots there. So we're really looking forward to being connected with to those guys at 80s in the Park coming up.
I need to send him some reviews and everything. I already write for Sleaze Rock, so maybe I can get in with Metal Sludge as well.
Yeah, well, we should talk about that before you send him anything.
Okay, understood. Damn.
That's just all I'm going to say. Let's have a little dialogue, Will, before you walk into the lion's den.
Yeah, just listen to experience. Listen to experience.
I heard it loud and clear.
Right. In other words, Will, the grown-ups are speaking, so you better listen. You might learn something.
You jackass.
I do what I can. Stick with what you know, right?
You were mentioning the Wine Gallery earlier.
Which is now a sushi restaurant. One of the finest sushi restaurants in Brevard County is now where the Wine Gallery used to be.
Yeah.
Oh, where
There's a great Wine Gallery story. We were playing there one time in, I think, late 88, early 89, and I peeked out the front window right before we went on, and there's Kerry King, the guitarist for Slayer.
Nice.
Which in those days, big-name guys were coming out in droves to see Dead Serious. And so when I peeked out and I saw Kerry King, that was huge. And I went running to the dressing room to tell Joe, dude, you're not going to believe it. Kerry King's out front. And he's like, no way. And we ran back to the front door, for Kerry King to come in. And as we got to the front door, he was driving away. And I asked the doorman, I said, what happened to the dude with the tattoos and the long hair that was just standing here? And the doorman says, well, he didn't have any ID, so we wouldn't let him in. We sent him away.
They rejected him. You believe that?
Oh, my God. He could have just gone out to his car and grabbed a tape and brought it back in.
Or he could have grabbed the big spiked armband, or something.
Yeah, that too, and said, look, you want me to brush your hair with this? Let me in.
Yeah. So, but that was great. It was a small place, but that was, at the time, there was such an exciting music scene in Melbourne, Florida. In those days, you had L.A., you had New York, you had Atlanta, Austin, and Melbourne, Florida. And it was a tiny place, and you had national acts coast to coast fighting to get to do shows there on tour. It was amazing. That was the venue that gave birth to our song Psycho Dyke.
Yep, and I was kind of leading up to that.
Yeah, there's a story there.
Yeah, and I may have gotten busted by her. I'm not sure. Was she Indialantic or Indian Harbor Beach?
She was, I don't know. To this day, I don't think any of us in the band actually even know who she is. It's just a universal metaphor for female cops,
Oh, okay. I thought there actually was one.
There was. I just don't know who she was. There was an actual incident, where this woman from Indialantic came in and busted the club owner, and it was a famous altercation. But I don't know that we ever actually knew her. It's just, but everybody has run into a quote unquote psycho dyke, at some point in their life. So whether you ever met her or not, most of us could, especially in the band scene, could relate to psycho dyke.
Yeah, I got arrested by a psycho dyke. I don't know if it was the psycho dyke, but this was Indian Harbor, not Indialantic.
Yeah. Well, if you hadn't been out messing around, that wouldn't have happened, would it, Will?
Of course not. I wasn't doing anything wrong.
I think Wine Gallery was in the Atlantic.
Okay.
Wine Gallery was in Indialantic, but there's not a is there? Yeah, there is actually an Indialantic Police Department.
Yes, there is. Yes.
Yep.
They're very known. They pull people over all the time. I don't hang out at the beach anymore. I don't go down that way anymore.
Yeah, that whole trek, no matter which way you go, US1 or A1A, from the Melbourne area to the Cocoa Beach area, I always called that the gauntlet. Because through the Atlantic and Satellite or through the Cocoa Rockledge area, you really had to watch it either way. There was no safe route unless you wanted to take Tropical Trail.
It's still the gauntlet, Thunder.
It's still the gauntlet?
Yeah. I travel that route all the time.
Well, Tropical Trail is definitely you're not safe there either.
Hey, when do you have to go on break?
We can go right now.
Oh, no, I was just wondering because I want to bring up a story that Chris would probably find funny. Mr. Deadly.
Okay, we've had somebody. Before we do that, we've had somebody trying to call in with an 814 area code. I don't know where that is, but they're not able to hold their. It's like they keep showing up and then disappearing. So I don't know who that is. If it's somebody.
Psycho Dyke.
Oh crap! We're in trouble.
Psycho Dyke. We're in trouble now. That's fantastic.
I didn't do it.
Well, we're gonna let's go ahead and break, and then we'll come back and continue with Dead Serious. This is Psycho Dyke.
From the local PD, she's busting up the ruckus at the Wine Gallery. We seek our wisdom from the right Reverend Tater. She's up this cliff, Scotch guy hater. The Studley cop wants to be a guy. She's against your freedom, but I don't know why. The Psycho Dyke is after you. She'll strip search your girlfriend, then she'll beat you black and blue. She's got nothing else better to do. The Psycho Dyke is after you. The Psycho Dyke is sexually confused by her own daddy. She was abused. Gestapo tactics are her cup of tea. I only hope they don't call her on me. She lives with her gross girlfriend Alice. Psycho Dyke wants a phallus. The Psycho Dyke is after you. She'll strip search your girlfriend, then she'll beat you black and blue. She's got nothing else better to do. The Psycho Dyke is after you. Hooga chaka, hooga chaka.
to show that, of course, was Psycho Dyke, one of the most infamous songs that probably, I'm sure that every female cop in Indian Harbor Beach, Indian Atlantic, was probably just waiting for their chance to pull any one of the members of the Dead Serios over.
I didn't do it.
It wasn't me. I didn't do it.
Joe Del Corvo was always innocent. I can attest to that.
But it's funny, because he just brought this up. I was going to bring up the, if you want to kick off the story now, it's starting to sound like Ace Frehley. If you want to kick off the story and talk about the Beecham Theater incident early on.
Go ahead.
We sort of, in our heyday, Dead Serious at times was known. We had bad attitudes, and sometimes you if you pushed our buttons the wrong way, you never knew what was going to happen. We were playing the Beecham Theater, which is a huge legendary venue in downtown Orlando, and we were doing our set. And when the promoter tells you to do a 30-minute set, you don't do 31 minutes. You do 30 minutes. We didn't know that. We thought we were dead serious. We can do whatever we want. So we hit our 30-minute mark, and we felt like we were entitled to go 35, and we were going to do one more tune. And during that tune, the promoter thought otherwise and cut us off. So right in the peak of our big grand finale, we got cut off. And Joe Del Corvo was infamous for always defending our honor whenever he felt like whenever we had been wronged in some way by the world. Joe was always there to defend us. So we went back upstairs to our dressing room, half cocked and little jilted about having been cut off. And in the dressing room, we were supplied probably an 80-gallon trash can.
Yeah, way too much alcohol.
A big industrial, cafeteria-sized plastic trash can container in the afternoon when we got to the venue, and it was filled with ice and beer. By the time we got done with the show, the beer was gone, and the ice had turned into 80 gallons of water. And Joe was incensed over our treatment, and in the dressing room, he kicked over this trash can filled with 80 gallons of ice water. And this is an old building, and we were upstairs. And the next thing we know, our manager comes upstairs and says, what did you idiots do? Just so you know, there's water pouring out through the electrical sockets downstairs.
Oh, God.
The cops have been called. They're going to be here in 30 seconds. You morons need to get your stuff together, get in the van, and get out of here before somebody goes to jail. So that particular night, we managed to, by the skin of our teeth, escape the Psycho Dyke. But there were other nights that we didn't, And it was a real stupid thing to do. I think Joe would probably even admit that now. But
I was 19 years old.
Joe was 19 and had just graduated from the Sebastian Bach School of Metal. And
he said I kicked it over. Actually, I remember pulling the can over, and Phil Billingsley was right in front of me, and all of these guys were coming running upstairs, go, what the hell is going on up here? And water's just pouring down to the next floor, and people were just like.
See, the version I remember was Joe sitting on the couch in the dressing room and saying "F you" and kicking it over with his high top, his Converse or whatever. So
that's the version that needs to go into the book.
When they had a washer and dryer up there, I was throwing beer bottles into the damn thing and turning it on, and we ended up managing to walk out, and we made sure that any kind of beer that was left over was going in our pants as we were walking out the door. And I got Mr. Deadly going, bad boy.
I'm sure the Dead Serios wasn't welcome there again.
No.
Oh yeah,
that was
the
last
bad.
time. Last time we ever played the Beecham Theater.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever I would go there in the future years to see shows, I always wore a paste-on mustache. A big plastic nose and a paste-on mustache.
Even when we saw Testament, Nuclear Assault, and Sabotage, we went there. He had a fake mustache on.
Wait a minute. Tesla, Nuclear Assault, and Sabotage?
No, Testament.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not Tesla. Yeah.
I was like, okay, one of these things is not like the other.
No. Testament.
Yeah, that was a lively show. We were in tight with the guys from Nuclear Assault, and we actually performed with them several times on tour, and they would invite us now and then to come out and see their shows when they were coming through Florida. When we weren't playing with them, we'd still go see them. So that was a snappy little gig that night, you know. Sabotage, Nuclear Assault, and Testament.
And then of course Joe and I were talking last night about the gig with Fatal Opera with Gar Samuelson on drums.
Yeah.
The drummer from Megadeth.
Yeah.
We did a tour with his band when he left Megadeth, and it was us and Gar from Megadeth and Anthony from Nuclear Assault had a new band at the time. Joe, what was the name of their band?
Phantom Opera?
No, it was just Phantom.
Phantom. Sorry, Phantom.
Fatal Opera and Phantom.
Yeah.
We went out. We did a little Florida tour with them. We had already our shelf life had already expired, but you know we were still hanging on, you know, to the last gasp. And during sound check the one afternoon, Gar from Megadeth was on stage doing his impersonation of me, doing one of my silly little dance moves, and twisted his ankle, and I think wound up breaking his ankle, and they had to take him to the hospital, and I think they were done with the tour at that point. The man couldn't play.
Well, the singer from Phantom, which was Anthony's band, I think his father died. Also.
Yeah, that was a real ill-fated tour, man. The guy from Megadeth broke his ankle, and then the guy from Nuclear Assault had a death in the family. So by the time we could get through this week-long, 10-day tour, wherever it was, I think Dead Serios was the last man standing.
You know why? Because I had my passes. Remember that?
Yeah, Joe slept with his backstage laminate all-access passes on. So.
But I was at that show when you guys played at the Power Station, and now for those listening who don't know Dead Serious, they did a cover of Blister in the Sun by the Violent Femmes, and at the point in the song where it breaks and the guy and the singer whispers, you know, the verse, he would always come up with something wacky to do there. Sometimes it was a story about having a nightmare about Ted Nugent explaining the birds and the bees. Well, there was quite a few times when he would kind of spoof Dave Mustaine in the Sweating Bullets video where he's talking to himself with his hand, "Hello, me, meet the real me." And, well, he did that at that particular show. And I happened to be right next to Gar Samuelson when he did that, and Gar's just laughing his ass off.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot all about that, Joe. We need to maybe implement that again. I forgot all about that.
Yeah. Yeah, Gar had a lot of nice things to say about Mr. Mustaine.
I can imagine. He was
Not
probably
really.
one of
I'm just joking.
I was facetiously agreeing with you.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, Gar had a lot of great stories.
Mm-hmm.
Where's Thunder? Are you there, Thunder?
The Psycho Dyke got him.
She did.
Yeah, I haven't heard from him in a while.
No, not since before we took that break when we played Psycho Dyke. But he's according to my board here, he's on. Thunder, are you there? maybe the Psycho Dyke did get him.
I'm telling you.
Taking a break.
Well, when you got to go, huh?
Nature calls.
If that's what it is. Hopefully he didn't bump into something and knock
Or
himself
dealing
out.
with his dogs out in the backyard again.
Well, we would hear that.
Yeah.
So
we're back rehearsing. We've got some major shows coming up. There's a Dead Serious tribute album coming out first of the year, and it's just really crazy. You know, we thought we were done with this, and all of a sudden we hit 2014, and it's all revved up all over again, like it's 1989 again. So it's pretty crazy and pretty exciting. We're definitely jazzed up to hit 80s in the park.
Yeah, I'm excited for you. I'm excited to hopefully be there. Yeah, that 814 area code just popped up again and went away. Maybe the Psycho Dyke got him too. Anyway, Thunder's back with us. What happened, man?
I've been on the phone the whole time. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you just fine now.
I mean, I was sitting here, I'm trying to talk to you guys, and I'm getting nothing from you, and you're like, where are you? I was like, all right, I'm just here listening to the show, I guess.
Both of you clowns need to come out for 80s in the park.
Absolutely. This is the end of September, so maybe we need to work this out and do something, you know, with my birthday being mid-August and yours being early September, we can maybe do a little birthday trip for ourselves right there and head down there to see this 80s in the park.
That sounds like a plan.
Where you guys are at, for the music that you enjoy and the era you came from, if you guys get together for one event this year, this would be it. And there is it's a 3-day, 3-night show. It's 20-some bands. Dead Serious is playing the first night with Enough's Enough, Faster Pussycat, and Great White. And each night there is a VIP after-show party with fans and the different band members at the Hilton here in town. And it'd just be a lot of value. I think you guys would enjoy it, and it would certainly give you a menagerie of stories to share with your listeners once you get back to your home bases.
Absolutely. I want to. This is something we definitely have to make happen here, absolutely. Because and you're right, and just the people that we'll get to talk to and meet, you know, and as you said, especially you know with the music that we listen to and you know, we love to bring out here on the show. I mean, just the stories from the people that we get to meet there, it would be awesome. It'd be unbelievable.
Yeah. It'll be a rock and roll weekend for sure.
You'll know where to find me at the Rialto, because I'll be the one in the corner with the IVs. I'll be like Jason Bonham in the movie Rockstar.
Oh, man.
Laying on the gurney.
except it'll be alcohol being pumped in, huh?
Huh? Well, yeah. Who knows by 12 o'clock at night, you know, to 2 o'clock in the morning. You know.
So who's playing the after party?
It's going to be a long weekend, yeah.
We all are. It's an open mic jam with Dead Serious, Enough's Enough, Faster Pussycat, and Great White. All the bands will be there, and with merch tables and so on set up out in the lobby. I'm going to do an author book signing at the event with my different books, and all the different guys from the bands will be there. So you literally don't know what you're going to get. That's going to actually be a potential forum for some really amazing and unique experiences and performances.
Well, I know that the regular tickets for the weekend are $40, and I know the VIP I think are like $70 or $75 or something like that. It's definitely worth the extra $30-$35 when you're talking about that.
I was there last year. Yeah, I was there last year to do the VIP because it's so much worth it. You know. Otherwise, you're behind a barricade.
What you're getting. Yeah, that's a really a good point, Will. You know, for what you're getting, a 3-day experience, and for as far as a lot of people are traveling, and people literally from around the world show up for 80s in the park. You know, an extra $30-$35 is nothing for the
I mean, especially
value
when you consider that you can't even go to Van Halen concert for under $100 nowadays, and that's just one night.
Yeah. So it really is more bang for the buck. For real diehard fans, it's a real value and a really cool experience.
Yeah, did you know that Enough's Enough is now a trio?
Enough's Enough really seems to be struggling with some things these days. I know their original guitar player had passed away many years ago, but it would be great if they could just sort of, smooth things over and get the three remaining original guys left with a new guitar player and actually go out and really be Enough's Enough, in
like
my
Slaughter
book.
did.
Yeah, in my book, Enough's Enough was like my Beatles. They really had a lot more to offer than the typical hair band at the time. They were just, they were a Chicago-based magical mystery tour inspired sort of psychedelic rock and roll band. But at that time, you had to be, you had to be packaged a certain way to get into the marketplace. So they were packaged as a hair band, but they were so much more than that. I remember being with Joe Del Corvo in a hotel. We were on tour, and we wound up in the Carolinas doing a couple of shows with Hootie and the Blowfish back in '89. And we spent the whole day holed up ordering room service in our hotel watching, MTV hairband videos all day. New Thing from Enough's Enough was their big hit, and us sitting there watching it going, wow, that's a great band. This is really, really a great band. So all these years later to be playing with Chips Enough and in his current formation of Enough's Enough is a real treat.
Oh yeah, they're great, and I think we may have lost Thunder again.
No, I'm right here. I'm listening.
Okay, but
the talent you guys have had the opportunity to play with throughout the years is amazing. I mean, all the bands, especially, just through the Power Station alone that you got to open up for. I mean, the amount of people you guys got to meet and play along with far exceeds a lot of the big signed bands that are out there now. I mean, to play with some of these guys that you looked up to, that's got to be amazing in itself right there.
We played with everybody. We were hungry and fearless. We would jump on bills that onto shows that we probably had no business being on, but we didn't care. We took every gig. We would travel anywhere and we were the one of the hardest working bands, one of the hungriest bands out there. And we would play with Pat Travers one night, and then the next night be playing with Faith No More, and it would just run the gamut. And
or the classic Yngwie gig.
And we played with Yngwie too, going back to our story from a few weeks ago, So looking back, we've got just endless stories with all these iconic bands that we had the opportunity to play with, and some of them, really liked us, and some of them didn't, but it was always eventful.
Yeah, we do have a caller. We do have a caller on the line. Miss Bridget, go ahead.
Hi, Joe.
Hey, what's up?
How are you?
How you doing?
Good. God, I miss you guys.
You're gonna be down. You're gonna be down here to see us play, huh?
I am coming down in September for 80s in the Park.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I cannot wait. And
where are you now, Bridget? Where are you living now?
I live in Pennsylvania.
I live in Pennsylvania. I thought that was Pennsylvania area code.
814.
Yeah, the majority of our guests on this show come from either Florida or Pennsylvania. Florida we can understand because Thunder and I are both from Florida, but the Pennsylvania aspect of it, we're still trying to figure out that one.
I've been to Pennsylvania many times.
Moved to Pennsylvania. They followed you there.
I moved to Florida in '86, and then I met Joe, and we worked together. So, and then I met Doug, and then the band, and everything. So I'm like so excited to come down and see everybody again, which will be '80s in the park.
We're excited to see you again. That's a real blast from the past, Bridget. It's good to hear you.
I know.
Hear your voice tonight.
I know.
Yeah, she's a good midget.
A midget?
Yep.
She's a midget.
Yeah. Hey, that's not nice, Doug.
Oh, you know me. Come on now.
I know, right? So
that was
like.
Yeah, we're gonna be happy to see you. Like we can't wait to do this, and hopefully we get some more people down from Pennsylvania and New York, come down to Florida.
I'm trying. I got all my friends, everybody, because I lived there for 8.5 years, and Joe, we worked together for how many? 7 years.
Don't even remember. It was a long time ago. I don't work anymore.
So I'm so excited. I just can't wait to come down in September and see you guys again and I'm trying, telling all my friends here in Pennsylvania, you gotta watch my video. You gotta watch my video. Dead Serios, and so
You got any good stories about Dead Serios?
Of who? Which one? Which one of you?
Dead Serios. Any of us.
I'm pulling up my chair and getting popcorn.
Careful.
Yeah.
Careful what you ask for.
I got stories of both of you, so I don't know. I will not go public with that.
Oh, come on. This is the internet. You just say whatever you want.
No, exactly.
Your secrets are safe, guys. Your secrets are safe.
Exactly. What happens here stays here.
Well, give us a PG or PG-13 rated story.
Should be X-rated. I can't talk about this.
X-rated.
There was nothing that went on with us in those days that was PG or PG-13.
You do have a point
everything
there. I
was
stand
over
corrected.
the top.
I was about to say, Will, are you serious here, Will? All right. They let that cheeseburgers at McDonald's.
1990-something.
Well, we've probably met too, because I was at I was at more of their shows than I wasn't at, so it's a good chance.
And you remember more of them than the band does.
I didn't do it.
Fun.
I know nothing.
But through it all, Joe Del Corvo was always innocent.
Always.
You still stand with that?
I know nothing. I know nothing. I don't know nothing.
Always.
You don't know nothing.
Joe was innocent.
Always innocent.
I had fun. We had fun, Joe. I loved working with you at Sizzler. We started. Remember, I thought you were the hottest guy. I was like, oh my God. I was like, oh my God, there's Joe. And you'd run from me.
If I had a nickel for every time I heard that one.
That's a true story. Now, I totally ran away from this girl. And they're like, who the hell is this?
You did.
Yep.
Yeah, you did. I was like, oh my God. Who's this guy with
She sounds
long
pretty cute.
hair?
Why'd you do that for, Joe?
Huh?
She sounds pretty cute. What'd you run away from her for?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
Are we still
I think
now?
I really did scare Joe.
You did scare me.
You're like, who's this freak running? Stop. I know, it's bad.
No, she loved me.
It's bad.
She loved me.
Chris, I was wondering, for people, out of the country, out of Florida, for all of Bridget's friends or whatever that haven't seen you guys, is there anywhere even a clip of a concert, maybe 4 or 5 songs that you can maybe post up on YouTube? Maybe some more from that Pleasure Island concert?
That's a possibility. That show, I don't know that the whole Pleasure Island show was great. there's a live clip of us doing Peanuts Are Evil that's on YouTube, but the entire show didn't air. It was a variety of bands. So each band on this particular TV show had one song from each band. I had a little additional extra footage, but it wasn't much more than maybe a track or two. A lot of that stuff is really rare, and a few fans over the years have sort of surfaced with little video clips here and there. I'm always eager to check it out, but it was before the iPhone revolution, so
yeah.
getting
That's
video.
what I was just going to say.
Everybody, you can't go out and pick your newspaper up in the morning without somebody getting a video of it, but back then it was not so easy. So
camcorders were the size of toolboxes. I mean, you couldn't just carry a camcorder with you and whip it out. They were the size of actual TV cameras back then. So I mean, it was a totally different world.
No, they weren't.
There's a few
TV cameras were about the
YouTube.
size of minivans back then.
But you know what I mean. I mean,
yeah.
When they ended up putting up a little thing on was a show on ABC called Club Jam, wasn't it?
Yeah. The show that we were just talking about, the YouTube clip of us doing Peanuts Are Evil. That was on the local ABC affiliate at that time, and it was a big deal because the music scene was such a big deal back then.
Right.
It was a very, very exciting time to be a rock and roll band dude, and if you got on board a little too early or a little too late, you missed out on that. Fortunately for Dead Serious, we were one of the few things we really got right. Our timing was right, and we really got to experience the benefits of a really healthy, creative, thriving original music scene. And it's really true. What was going on in Melbourne, Florida at that time really rivaled Austin, Atlanta, New York, or L.A.
It really did. And you guys had a lot more than just timing. You guys, were great musicians in the same aspect. I understand your lyrics have a fun aspect, twist to it, but the music is spot on. Doug's a phenomenal guitar player. Joe, fantastic bass player right there. Got the speed of Steve Harris, man. You got the chops.
Mm-hmm.
And you were talking Terry Starr, which is a totally different style right there.
Mm-hmm.
But in your own right, you're the man. Watching you play. As I was a younger kid coming up behind you. I'm 4 years younger than you, but just watching you play, man, inspired me. Watching you and Terry, that's who I want to be. I want to be in between these two guys. I want the speed like you have and the power that you were playing with and a little bit of the pop that Kerry had. I'm like, man, you guys were to see you guys and to have you guys as, my inspiration. Man, I couldn't ask for anything more. And, especially out of a local music scene, you've got two superstar musicians right there to watch and learn from. Unbelievable.
Yeah, we were just talking about this the other day. What's that?
You're a superstar musician, Joe Del Corvo.
Well, we were talking about this the other day, and I was sitting there and I'm watching certain shows we did early on. Some were previous to Doug Gibson get in, and then later on when we started playing these clubs, and I watched these videos and man, we were good. Just the tightness, it was amazing to me.
Well, we rehearsed 5 nights a week.
We used to practice 5 nights a week. Yeah. Yep. And
and I think our decimated romantic relationships show that where our priorities were at that time. We lived for the band, and we lived out at the warehouse. We rehearsed 4, 5, 6 hours a night, 4, 5, 6 nights a week, and so it's very nice, Thunder, for you to say those things. But it was the result of a lot of hard work. We like to goof around and could do a lot of be guilty of doing a lot of moronic, stupid stuff, during our day. But the fact is, it was a very, very hard-working band and very focused, a very dedicated band of what we were doing.
And I was not about the shenanigans.
Right. Well, that's what we did. We had a young band, a couple kids that were just starting out, and they were putting their things together. And that's one thing we were instilling in them. I mean, you can have as much drive and want as you want to, but you have to put the work in. To have a good product, you can't half-ass it. I mean, you've got to go 110% in there. And as you were saying, you guys are practicing 5 days a week, and then you're playing out 2 nights a week. That's 7 days a week, and it's not stopping. You're right. It'll knock relationships, into the dirt. And, I mean, it gets in the way with jobs sometimes. And look, man, I'm supposed to work till 11 o'clock. Well, I got a gig at 10. Look, we're going to have to work something out here. It's a matter of having that drive and that.
A lot of the younger musicians, the 4 or 5 musicians that are still alive today, the younger folks, it's an American Idol mentality that we have now, where you think you just sort of wake up one morning and decide, well, I want to be a rock star, and this is what I want, and there's a sense of entitlement, and I want it now, and, I don't want to, there's no sense of putting work into it. I've, over the years, managed some upcoming bands and music artists, and they just don't get that. They get restless and become disenchanted if they have to actually put in those 5 nights a week, or if it takes longer than 6 or 9 months. It's been 9 months, I'm not a superstar yet. It's like, well,
you're right.
Yeah, and you might not ever be, but you're definitely not with that attitude,
Right.
One thing that
we worked it hard for 8 years. You look at these kids now that get disenchanted after 8 months. Joe and I, we worked that band hard for 8 or 10 years and remained diligent throughout.
Well, I want to go on record as saying that I hate shows like The Voice and American Idol and stuff like that, just for the reason that we're talking about here. It's just, it cheapens the product when the musicians that are becoming famous and forced down everybody's throat don't appreciate what they have. I can remember
the artistry. That's very well put, Will.
Yeah, and I can remember watching. I've only watched like the first 2 seasons of American Idol, and I only watched it when just the preliminary auditions, where they have all the bad singers in that think that they're the second coming of Aretha Franklin or whoever. But you'd have these people that they're nothing, and they would think they're something. They would be talking to these record company, Simon or whatever, that talk about like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm great. Oh, no, you're not. You're a douchebag. And then you would have people that were very good that for whatever reason they were rejected, and their like whole world is crashed in on. They're like, I can't believe they didn't like me. I'll never sing again. Like, don't get up off your ass, get back in there, maybe get with a band and get your fingers dirty for a couple years, then try it. That's just my stance.
You're right. And it's like we were talking about all the time with the YouTube sensation out there, that you can pick up a guitar and within a week of learning your G and C chord, you're putting songs, or half-ass songs out on YouTube, and you think you're doing something right there. I mean, it's actually getting out there and playing in the clubs and having fun, and the camaraderie with working with other bands and collaborating with other people. That's what makes you a true musician out there. You don't look at people like Jimmy Page and the list goes on, who didn't work their ass off out in LA and working with all these other musicians who gave them their inspirations for some of these hits that they've done. I mean, it takes more than just a YouTube video and me singing in the church choir and oh yeah, you're a great singer, to go on and make a hit album.
Right. But the whole dynamic is different. It's a whole different kind of world. I don't know that younger people can be faulted that much for the perceptions they have, because they don't know any different. It's an instant fast food society that they live in. And, I mean, good grief, we're sending text messages and video messages. Just the whole instant information era that we live in, they don't know any differently. So,
we had nothing like that back then.
No. I mean, information is so fast, and everything is instantaneous these days. I mean, when we were kids, you got to write a paper on something. You couldn't pull out your phone and pull out an encyclopedia, the subject you need to write about. You actually had to go to the library and look up the book, find the encyclopedia, which journal out of it you needed, if it was still in the library at the time. And, I mean, it was a totally different world, I mean.
When Joe and I were doing this back in the day, I discussed this very topic in my book, Come On. And in 1989, 1990, when Joe and I were really, we were hitting that mark there, and just photos to do a photo shoot. We would have to set up a photo shoot with a photographer. He'd come in, take the shots. A couple of days later, he'd come back from his photo lab with a contact sheet. A hard copy contact sheet. We'd have to pull out magnifying glasses and examine each individual thumbnail and pick the one that we wanted, and then he would send off to a reproduction service, and we would get 1,000 8x10 black and white hard copy glossies, with the band logo and the contact information. We would use those promo pictures. There was no internet. You couldn't put everything about your band right out online. So it would take just the process of doing a photo shoot and getting one band promo shot done cost us hundreds of dollars and took probably 2 or 3 weeks from start to finish.
Right.
That's a heck of a process. In today's world, 3 weeks, that's almost an entire series of American Idol.
Yeah.
And 3 weeks, that's a lifetime.
How about
today you can have one of the band's girlfriends snap a shot with their iPhone, take it inside, plug it into their house computer, and run 100 copies off their color printer. It doesn't cost you but the ink and the paper right there.
And it's all instant, immediate, instant. And, that's just not the way it was back then. To go
how about
3 weeks to show people one promo photo of your band, in today's world, that's nuts.
How about you clipping and pasting? We used to sit at your apartment.
Oh, yeah. Joe and I would sit up at my apartment at 3 o'clock in the morning.
3 o'clock in the morning.
If somebody called up on if we had a promoter call up on a Monday night and say, we're gonna book you in town Friday night with Marilyn Manson. You need to get flyers right away. There'd be me and Joe sitting at my dining room table in my apartment at 3 in the morning,
drinking Mountain Dew,
drinking Mountain Dew. I think Bartles and James was probably big at that time too. And we would be going through copies of Jam magazine and cutting out, our logo and cutting out pictures of, Saigon Kick or Marilyn Manson, whatever band at that time we would be playing with. And
it was the precursor to looking through Google Images and making a flyer.
Yeah. We'd be cutting out pictures and logos and addresses and phone numbers and literally gluing and taping this on.
Actually gluing and pasting, right.
And more than once, I would be, in the middle of winter, and even in Florida, winters can get cold, but 3 or 4 in the morning driving to Kinko's, in the middle of the night, freezing my nards off to run copies of these literally cut and pasted flyers. It was insane, but it was very organic. I mean, bands had full hands-on involvement with every aspect of their, there was a sense of creativity and input and individuality from the ground up. There was nothing digital about it. It was all.
I got to learn a lot from back in those days too. Early on.
Yeah, it was real. I mean that was real. That was when, people weren't afraid to get their fingers dirty or whatever.
But
go ahead.
A lot of that effort, though, there's still the ripple effect because we're fortunate enough 30 years later that people still remember that effort, that time that we put into it. So all these years later, we're the guys that are still getting called back to participate in some of these events. So it was not wasted passion. It was not wasted effort. It resonated with our audience so personally and profoundly back then that it stays with them till today, and we certainly appreciate that.
Yeah, well, that all that effort that you put into it back then is certainly that's why you guys are still having this resurgence that you're experiencing now. But when word of mouth did spread around about you guys like wildfire, especially when you guys teamed up with AWOL, and it was like, a show was announced, everybody in Central Florida knew about it within a day.
Yeah, I don't know how that was possible. That was pre-internet, but it was a real unified brotherhood that we had with AWOL, and that connection between our audience and their audience, and then this cross-pollination of the two, and it was just this huge legion of bands that was were able to get the word out. That theory of there being safety in numbers. It was really exemplified, when we connected with the AWOL band, and we genuinely liked each other. There was a genuine respect and admiration and appreciation for each other's bands, and I don't know that I ever experienced that, or that we ever experienced that with any other band. It was very unique and very special, and
they were great guys, and they weren't dicks.
There you go.
That's well put right there.
Yeah,
well,
they were great guys.
I think that your arm is kind of unique in the sense that that you were in one band and had the tattoo of another local band on your arm. I don't think anybody in the history of the world has ever done that before.
The very first tattoo that I ever got was an AWOL tattoo. That's how much love and admiration I had for this quote-unquote rival band in town that we played with. That was my first tattoo, and I'd do it again.
I got my tattoo the same time you did.
Also, that's another thing that the Melbourne or Brevard County music scene had back then. There wasn't a whole lot of that rival band thing going on. There might have been a little bit, but a lot of the bands, they just enjoyed going out and playing music, and they enjoyed playing with other bands. And I'm sure, there were people out there who thought they were better than others or whatever, and were kind of dicks about it. But they were. It was just, there was a music scene. It was a camaraderie. Everybody loved how, the music scene was going. It was awesome to, just go out there and hook up, all right, well, we'll play with you guys this weekend, and then they'd call you, oh, by the way, we got a show, we're going to play here, we need another band to play, you guys want to come, join in? And, it was, especially when Will and I, when we were playing, it was all over the place like that. It was awesome to, have that camaraderie with other musicians there.
It was very genuine camaraderie. And Joe just touched on something I forgot about. We actually got our first tattoos together. Yeah. This was like 89, 90, before, every kid in America was required by law to have a tattoo by the time they're 6, It was still like a new thing, the Dead Serios guys showed up and they got tattoos now, that was really a big deal.
Because they're sailors and bikers, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and Joe came over to my apartment. I called a couple of jailhouse tattoo guys, and that's probably a compliment to where their skills were at that time. These two jailhouse tattoo guys with I don't even know if they had tattoo guns. I think they had X-Acto blades, and that they were dipping into the ink and then carving into our arms. And Joe and I sat there drinking heavily one afternoon in my apartment living room, and we got our first tattoos. We both came out with Dead Serios tattoos, and
you had an AWOL tattoo. I can't believe
and I got 2. Joe went with 1. I went with 2.
Yeah, I actually got sick. I was so nervous. Yeah.
Wow.
I told you, man, they were X-Acto blades.
Yeah.
But
he was pretty good with them then, because from what I remember of those tattoos, they look pretty good.
Well, I don't know about Joe. I've had to have mine enhanced over the years.
Well, we have a caller.
Go ahead, bring him on in.
All right.
Hello.
3, 2, 1, go.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah. Welcome in.
Hey guys, how y'all doing?
Good, man. How you doing, man? Come on in.
I remember AWOL way back when. and Dead Serios. It's like fucking forever ago.
It was. Who's this? Who are we talking to?
Mobius.
Oh, hey, what's going on, buddy?
How y'all doing?
I know that voice.
Yeah, what's going on, brother, man?
Do y'all remember Tony Giaveri? I'm just curious about that.
Yeah. Tattoo
I remember Tony.
Yeah.
Wasn't that Tattoo Tony?
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, now I mean he's still doing tattoos. Last time I saw him, he's bald though.
I don't think I ever knew him by his real last name back then. He was just always known as Tattoo Tony.
Yeah, well, I mean, his parents owned the Diamond Castle Pawn Shop back in the day.
Yeah. He was a real character. He was one of the real main guys on the rock scene. Tattoo Tony, absolutely.
Yeah.
I went
and
I went and saw
the big glam hair and everything else back in the day.
I can remember hanging. There was a period of time, like shortly before I left Florida, like after my marriage had fallen apart. I was kind of hanging out with Tony, and we had and it was just kind of funny because I wasn't that big into wrestling at the time. Well, I mean, I was when I was younger, but I'm not so. But after I turned about 18, I kind of looked at other things. But he took me to a wrestling event, like the local scene that they had back then. That they had, like, for the championship belts, they had the plastic WWE belts and everything. This was at the Searstown Center in Rockledge that is now, like, last time I was there it was some type of a little mall or something. But that's where it was, and that was pretty funny. Damn, Tony G. I haven't thought about him in years. We have another caller too. Go ahead, Mobius.
You know how I was talking about how I went backstage for Metallica way back then and met Queensryche? It was because of Tony Giaveri.
Oh, very cool.
And he had the contacts, man. He was a connected man in those days.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we're starting to get all sorts of phone calls. So, Mo,
I'm
gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and mute you, Mo, and then we're gonna start taking some phone calls because the show's only got about 8 minutes left. So, you're welcome.
Be safe.
Let's get the calls in.
Y'all be good. Take care.
See you, brother.
646 area code. Go.
Hi, this is Michelle Dirks.
Michelle, how are you doing?
I love you.
Crap.
I remember you.
Michelle?
Yes?
Holy cow.
Can I be honest with you? Can I have an honest moment with you right now?
You can have an honest moment with me.
Here we go. Go ahead.
Back in the day,
Yeah.
I was so in love with you, I couldn't stand it. When you walked in a room, I would lose my mind, and I had to be cool for many different reasons. But I was absolutely out of my mind in love with you, just so you know.
That's honest.
Oh, mercy.
See, I'm a little decrepit old man now, so I'm harmless. There's no there's no fallout from making those kinds of true confessions now. 87 years later. I would have hacked off my left arm to be your boyfriend.
That's good. That's great.
I think Pete would have hit you with his guitar.
What?
Yeah, and that was part of that was probably the incentive that helped me keep my mouth shut at that point.
Oh, crazy. Hi, Michelle.
Hi, how are you?
Not too bad. Long time.
I know.
Where you at now?
I'm in New York City.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You somehow come down to 80s in the park or what?
I'm sorry?
You're going to come down 80s in the park?
Oh, I don't know. I don't think. When is it?
It's the end of September.
The end of
26th.
September. I could see. I'm not sure. I think Pete is going.
Try to take a vacation.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
What are you doing in New York City?
I moved there. I moved here. I moved here to go to school, and I never left.
Smart move.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Out of Merritt Island up to New York City.
Good girl.
Well, we have another caller. Let's see who this is.
Okay.
We want to over and under, take bets on who it might be.
I think
I have no idea. Let's go ahead.
I hope it's Pete AWOL.
I know. I don't know.
That's right.
I mean,
I think it's 937 area code. 937
Oh, that
area
might
code.
be him. I think that's him.
PDB.
What the hell's going on?
Yeah.
PDB.
No way.
What's up, son?
How you doing, man?
What's up?
What a little reunion we have.
I know. Wow.
Hey, Pete.
Yeah.
Hey, Pete, I was so in love with your girlfriend, I couldn't stand it.
So was I. Actually.
Great answer.
Actually, I think
Oh,
everybody,
mercy.
I think everybody loves.
Hey, Pete, you need to come to Florida, play 80s in the park with us.
That would be really cool.
You
That
should.
would be really
You
cool.
should go. You should
I
go.
should try. I should try. Make the effort.
If you could come down, we can fit you on. You knew most of our set, if not our whole set anyway. So let's come down to 80s in the park. We'll get you up on stage for a tune.
That's right. You and Doug need to do that collaboration again.
There you go. I was
a few ideas, man. You should come down. Absolutely.
Well,
You're all good. You need to let us know where we can find some AWOL stuff, man.
Dude, I have very, very little AWOL stuff myself, actually. Very,
really?
very little memorabilia, yeah. Not too long ago, I found an old cassette from a studio session. I thought it was kind of interesting to listen to.
You can have my arm.
He's willing to cut it off. Michelle, are you available? He's willing to cut it off.
And all these years later, it's still amazing that you did that, you know.
How much would that go for on eBay, do you think? The world-famous Dead Serious AWOL arm right here.
We need to find a jar big enough, and we need a lot of formaldehyde.
I think you could probably get $15-20 for that on eBay.
Hey, look,
More if you actually cut it
if
off.
somebody's willing to pay $20 for an AWOL CD on eBay, they'd certainly pay that much for an AWOL arm.
Well, they can't put that in a MP3 player.
Oh, right on.
It was good times, Pete. We love you guys.
Man, we had a lot of fun. A lot of fun. So, and our bands were so different, but yet it mixed really well when we played together.
Worked.
Yeah, it really did. So,
like I said, you guys were great guys.
I appreciate it, and likewise.
You were some of the nicest people I ever met in my life.
Well, cool. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Hold that thought real quick. The show's about, for people listening, the show's about to go off the air. For those of us that are on the call, it's going to continue, but it'll be up in the archive tonight, and I'll have it on YouTube sometime tomorrow. Okay.
Right on.
Thank you. Oh, damn.
So Pete,
two people I was not
where
expecting
you
to hear
at
from tonight.
Call the number.
Pete.
Pete, where did you go?
Yeah. I'm here.
Did he hang up?
Are you still in Ohio, Pete?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Doing photography?
Yep, doing photography. Shooting bands and shooting a lot of fashion. Yeah, it's cool. I like it. It's different from playing guitar, but it's kind of the same, you know.
What are you playing?
I'm doing a lot of photography now. So I'm saying it's kind of similar, I guess, to, you know, as far as like a creative outlet. So.
And he did a lot of our stuff at Metro.
Yeah.
2009 or whatever it was, 2008.
Yeah, it was a while ago. That was a good time.
Oh, that was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did
you guys
photography
actually
for a few years. I shot a wedding, and all of my gear got stolen after the wedding.
Oh, what a drag.
Yeah, that's still a touchy subject with me. I had probably about $2,500 worth of gear, two bodies. I had 4 lenses and a bunch of stuff.
Photography stuff is not cheap. Not.
Yeah, too bad Doug Gibson couldn't talk to you tonight, but he had a personal issue tonight.
No, that sucks.
Doug Gibson has had personal issues since 1968.
But I know he would have loved to talk to you because you guys could have reminisced and went back and forth. You remember the whole joke back in the day.
Oh yeah. We still love
Well, listen, Pete, you know how to get in touch with me, man. Let's think seriously about you coming down and playing some music with us on the big stage in September.
Yeah, that'd be a lot of fun. That would definitely be a lot of fun.
I'm going to bail out of this conversation, you guys. Thanks so much for having me on tonight, Will and Thunder. Michelle, I still love you, and Pete.
I love you too.
Let's talk about doing something at 80s in the Park. And Joe, I'll see you at rehearsal Thursday.
Yes, sir. Talk to you soon.
All right, guys. All right.
Deadly. Have a pleasure again, brother.
Thanks, guys.
Let's hear it for Deadly, man. The greatest frontman to ever live.
You know, this whole show, when I told him, if he's not on the air anymore, I told him it was like, to me, it's like a personal celebration about this band, especially to him, because I watched
absolutely.
I watched him go through a lot of things, and I watched him do a lot of stuff for us, and you know, for him and us to do this, like, you know, 30 years. I've been with this band 26 years. Is amazing, you know. So it's all gonna be good, man. I just like to celebrate with friends, and you know, what I call my family too, in the same way.
Oh, absolutely, man. You guys, I mean, you guys did it on the scene for what, 10, 12 years, and been friends for 20 years. You said 26 years, man. And you guys get back together. Yeah, I mean, and for you guys to get back together and do this, I mean, it's amazing, man. And you have people like us out here who, I mean, weren't just fans, man. I mean, really looked up to you guys as musicians because of the work you guys put in, the way you guys, you know, put your shows on. You didn't half-ass anything, man. You guys were awesome, man.
No, it was all work. It was all work, you know. I mean, that was it. It's like right now it's all about having fun and celebrating. I mean, I can't, like I said, I turned 45 the other day. There's not too much that's going to jade me anymore.
That's it. Hey, Michelle, you still there?
I am.
How's your brother doing? I haven't heard words from him in years.
He's actually living in Las Vegas right now. He just had a baby. Well, he didn't have a baby. His wife had a baby. Only about 4 months ago. It's his first.
Really?
You know. Yeah.
Well, you must tell him that me and Will say congratulations. I got back in touch with you on Facebook not too long ago, if you remember who I am. I'm the...
Yeah.
Yes, and I've got one phrase for you, and tell me if you remember this situation.
Okay.
That's fully clean. Do you remember that?
I vaguely remember it. Vaguely.
Vaguely. I bet Damian Johnson remembers it vividly.
Damian Johnson, which was our drummer of the band at the time, and he was about as green behind the ears as you could find.
Right.
And the situation,
it's coming back to me.
He was sitting on the pew in that dining room right there on the phone talking to his mom, and you'd come out from the bathroom from taking a shower and joking around. Me, your brother, and Will were sitting there by the kitchen bar right there, and we were whistling and joking at you right there. And you turned back to us and you opened your tail and successfully clean, and David was on the other side of you, and the look on his face, he was like, I will never forget that for the rest of my life. And every time I'm at the grocery store or, you know, the drugstore and I see a box of Zest, I'm like, look, that's the funniest thing in the world, because I know right there, Damian Johnson had a heart attack at like 18 years old. It was the funniest thing ever.
And I wish that Chris hadn't hung up, because I bet he would have really gotten a kick out of that story. And I was even a little bit jealous of Michelle there.
It was hilarious.
Now
I mean, oh man.
How is Damian these days? Anybody talk to him?
Good time.
He seems fine. I'm friends with him on Facebook.
Oh, I've talked to him. He's doing fantastic. He's playing in a church band now. He's still doing his music thing. He's married, got a couple kids. He's doing fantastic, man.
Cool.
Yeah, he's doing good. And
Chris sees him all the time.
He's an amazing drummer.
This show is definitely one of the most unique ones we've done.
Absolutely. It's been fun, man. And just the reunion we've had right here at the end, and that was awesome, man. I wish you guys would have called a little earlier, man. We could have gone on for hours.
I know, right?
I mean,
well, I was listening, and I was like, I should call.
You should.
I guess you got the same idea I did.
I remember the day, Joe, you remember the day going to... Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, I remember Michelle was back in the day, because it's been so long, and I forget about people, and as soon as you start talking, I'm like, oh, my God, I remember your voice.
Yeah.
And no joke, because I forget about certain people, like, at periods of times, because I remember Pete, and I remember, Carrie, and I remember Cyrus and stuff, and Paul, and I'm like, wow, totally forget about Michelle. What was Carrie's wife's name?
Teresa.
What was her name? Teresa. Okay. Yeah. Blonde hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she was like taller than me.
Yeah.
And I'm 6'4". No, that's one thing I remember, about her. She was like really, I don't know if she was taller than me. Really pretty woman, but
she's very tall. Yeah.
But she's like really tall. She's got at least, I may be exaggerating a little bit when I say, 6'4", but she's definitely at least 6 foot even, maybe even 6'1".
Yeah, I would agree.
I don't know if she's that tall. I know she looked as tall as Carrie because she had like big hair.
She was only 5'7". It was the hair that made her 6'2".
Right, exactly.
That's one thing we've never talked about on the show is the hairstyles back in the day. The guy's hair was as long as it could be to the ground, as close as it could be to the ground, and the girls was as high as they could get it up. I mean, with the wings. I mean, the wings, that was ridiculous.
I had wings.
I mean.
Yeah, so did I, so, yeah.
God, love it.
Yeah. Hey, Pete, you better come down.
Yeah, definitely. I need to make that happen.
We're going to go down there, too. I mean, it's going to be a lot of fun.
I'm like, Fayetteville's like right off of I-95, so literally I could just say, for me to get back down there, I just have to jump on I-95 and take a left in about 8 hours.
Well, what I'll do is we'll go ahead and talk off the air, but I'll just drive down and pick you up, and then we'll head down that way. And I mean, I got places we can stay down there. No worries, man. I mean, we'll have a blast down there.
Well, that sounds like a plan. I was wondering how I was going to do that since I've been among the ranks of the unemployed for too long.
Nice drop.
Hey, who did that song?
I think that was Bill Irwin, right?
No, that was actually I wrote that song.
I know you did. I was just kidding out. the Will and Thunder show. That, of course, was
Ranks of the Unemployed by the one and only legendary Dead Serios.
That's all.
Yeah,
that's all.
Well, once again, definitely looking forward to this show in September. And Will, this is something that we really need to do. Not just for us, nostalgic-wise, but, just get our hands dirty and kind of work-wise for the show, You never know who we're going to meet, talk to, and, who hands you get to shake. Kind of thing right there,
Yeah, me and Bill we already talked about that, too, man. You need to come down here because you never know, what kind of stuff is going to happen,
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm going to try to get a suppressed pass. I'm going to talk to the WME people, Ty and Bill Dietz and all that. We had them on the show a while back. I'm going to try to get a press pass. I'll talk to them and find out what channels I have to go through to get a press pass for that, because that would just be awesome. But if I get the VIP ticket, that seems like it would be the same as what you would get from the press pass. So
every $70, that's the best $70 you'll spend in the next 10 years, man.
I'm just looking forward to meeting Eric Bringham, so that's all I know.
Yeah, I kind of wish. I never got to see Cinderella. That would have been really cool.
It's Cinderella all the time.
But he's, huh?
I said Cinderella all the time.
Yeah, well, I wish
Tom Keeper would have been great, though. Yeah.
But he's touring for an album that he put out last year.
Yeah, it's a totally different thing.
Yeah.
But still Cinderella, it doesn't matter.
That's right, that's right.
They're going to be playing Cinderella tunes anyway.
Yeah. But for Pete and Michelle, basically, you probably don't know much about the show, right?
No.
No.
Okay, we started this back in, October last year or September? Kevin?
It's right around September, October. I don't remember the exact date, but...
And actually, Chris Long was like our second or third guest overall that we had, and we've been able to get some really good regional bands. We've had a couple of national bands. We had a band called King Shifter on, and we had Jack Starr. And
Jack Starr's playing at 80s in the Park, right?
Yeah. And we also had, Xander Demos out of Pittsburgh. We had him on 2 weeks ago. He's a shredder, like virtuoso, like a Reb Beach, Paul Gilbert, Yngwie Malmsteen type, and he's phenomenal. And I think that if he had come around maybe 20 years ago, he'd be right up there with them. But he has played at festivals like the NAMM Festival before. But basically, we just start off the show with a little bit of fun here and there for about 30 minutes. Then we bring the guest on. It usually goes for 90 minutes or so. It's about average. Every now and then we go overtime like we did here. But it's the show's really taking off, and I haven't gone out and approached people about being on the show in probably about 2 months, and we're booked. Yeah, people are coming to us, so we're hoping that just a matter of time, maybe somebody will come to us and offer us a paycheck. But I'm not getting my hopes up, but I'm not going to dismiss the possibility either.
You never know.
It's fun, and hey, if it doesn't work out, hey, at least we're still kind of living vicariously in the music scene.
Yeah.
Hey, Bill.
Yeah.
As soon as I start getting paid, I'll pay you.
There you go. Thank you, Brady. We appreciate that. That's right.
I'm not gonna charge my guests. Yeah, you want to come on the show? $500. You want guests want your fans want to call in?
Hey, be realistic. Let's start real. Look, here, $10. That's it. That's all you need. $10 or 50 cents a day. That'll feed a kid in Africa. Give me 75. I can eat McDonald's. I'm all right. I'm not stingy here. Work with us.
50 cents an hour.
Yeah, we have. Yeah, just call in, $4.99 a minute. And then we could have, and then we could wind up having like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 guests on every show. That's $4.99 a minute.
Hey, look, if you don't mind the heavy breathing, listening to it, we got it.
Well, why should they do that when
you do it
every week?
How you doing?
Oh God.
Yeah, that's a horrible idea. Hey, let's stick to music, all right?
Hey, as soon as we get done with the 80s thing, I'll have what's his name, Tammy Down from Faster Pussycat get a hold of you. I'm sure he's not doing too much these days, huh?
Well, they're doing the Monsters of Rock Fest. The Monsters of Rock.
Well, he'll sing your bathroom. He'll sing your bathroom wall on your show.
With an acoustic guitar.
I doubt that.
But I want to, maybe do some on the site interviews or whatever, and just put together a collaboration. I'll definitely write about it on my blog.
I'm pretty sure with what's going on with that whole thing that we will be able, in some way, some form, get you guys to be able to do stuff like that. I would not see a problem with it because I don't see any of these guys going, oh, I'm so big now.
Yeah.
I'm not going to talk to anybody. You know what I'm saying?
Well, for example, John Corabi and Ronnie Keel a couple months ago did the benefit for the to restore the dragon.
Oh, did they really?
Yeah. They took a boat out. I don't know if they took it out into the river or if it went onto the ocean, but they raised several $1,000s for to go into the fund to rebuild the thing, and it was John Corabi and Ronnie Keel. Yeah.
Is Ronnie Keel still doing country?
He's doing both right now. Because I've seen him on Twitter talking about gigs coming up, playing with country acts, and I've also seen him. Obviously he's doing the Monsters of Rock, and he's doing the 80s in the Park.
Yeah, I've seen a thing with the Monsters of Rock on that boat. They're doing it's Keel playing, and then it said Ron Keel.
Yeah,
so it's kind of like.
So I seriously doubt he's doing a country set, but also Stryper's playing and Michael Sweet's playing on that as well.
Right.
Oh. They did that last year too, didn't they?
I don't know if Stryper was on it last year or not.
I think they were, because I remember listening to on iHeartRadio, listening to the Monsters. It's got to be a year or so ago, and they were talking about Michael Sweet and Stryper being on the boat and doing the show that year.
Well, I don't know. I know I would kill to be on one. This year they've got Queensryche and the Winery Dogs. I'd want to go just for those two.
There's a band that I still have not looked up yet, and I've been told by 20 people that they're that good. And I really, as a matter of fact, when we get off tonight, I'm going to look them up.
Who is that?
The Winery Dogs.
Yeah, they were on the Metal Show, but Metal Show pumps them up.
Yeah, but
a lot.
They really didn't need it. I mean, they're incredible. I mean, you've got Pete. Do you know who they are?
Is that the thing that Slash and what's his name is doing?
No, this is Mike Portnoy from Dream Theater. This is Billy Sheehan and Richie Kotzen.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I have heard about that.
It's incredible.
Can't imagine it would be.
I mean,
I saw a band a couple of years ago called Rival Sons that were really good. You ever heard of them?
Prodigal Son? I think so.
Rival Sons.
Oh, Rival Son. No, I haven't.
Yeah.
I don't think I've heard of that.
Yeah. You have to look them up too. They were like really good.
You got. I mean, not just through our show or anything, but I mean, check out that Xander Demos guy. That guy's ridiculous good, man. He does a lot of covers. He did Boys of Summer. That was fantastic. I mean, if you when you hear that song, it'd be like the first time you ever heard it, man. It's got more of such a stronger rock vibe to it. I was blown away. It was the first time I heard it was when we had him on the show last week. Unbelievable. This guy's really, really good, man. We really actually run into a bunch of really, really good bands, and that are a part of the old school style who actually still believe in a guitar solo in a song, right, which you don't have anymore. Now you have just a guy with a 7-string guitar who likes to make a bunch of noise, and singer who just wants to scream about nothing. These guys that we've been having on the show, man, actually have some talent, man. With a little 80s kick to it, man. It's unbelievable, the music that we've come across, actually.
That's cool.
Yeah, I never got the lead guitar thing. Hey, PDB, sorry.
It's funny because you guys were talking about stories, and I was thinking about this one. We were setting up somewhere. It might have been at the Chicken, and we used to always talk like we were doing each other and stuff. And Bill's over there going like, me and Doug were sitting there like, I don't know, like doing some guitar thing, and Bill's over there like, no, Doug, you're the best. No, Pete, you're the best. You guys over there sucking each other off, and then Chris chimed in about, I don't know, some kind of whatever sexual thing, and then we're all like doing something, and somebody walks into the club, and he's standing there looking at us. So we're all sitting there talking about having sex with each other, and the look on his face, and then he like ran out the door.
We still do that to Doug all the time. and your name is included. I'm sorry, but it's always going to come up. He laughs about it, and it's like one of those things. It's like, back in the day, it was that whole guitar thing. I always remember Steve Pulley.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was another thing that always gets me too. It was like this whole guitar, how fast you could play and stuff. I was an Ace Frehley fan, man. I didn't have to worry about fast guitar playing. It was all good stuff, but it was all in fun, People make fun of me because I was a fucking bass player or whatever. I don't care. I didn't
care. Talk about how fast you can play. Look at Steve Harris. He didn't even have a fucking pick. Watch his fingers, you sons of bitches.
You talk to me about Cliff Burton all day long too, man. We'll talk all day.
Hey Pete, Thunder there's got B and E string envy.
He's got a what?
B and E string envy. The bottom two strings on a guitar.
Oh, okay.
What about him?
You're jealous.
Hold on. You shut your mouth, you six-string slacker. I can play four strings or you can play six strings any day, so you just shut your mouth there, Cupcake.
You just call him Cupcake?
Yeah, he always
call him Cupcake. He loves that. He loves when I call him Cupcake.
And then he wonders
Go ahead, say another word, Buttercup. Go ahead. Sons of bitches, you.
I had a question, but I forgot it. Damn it.
It's like doing a show with a woman, man.
I would say to Pete, I would have so many conversations with Doug about guitar playing, and I go, why do you have to do that? But that was my mentality of, when we started, it was me and Bill. We didn't have a guitar player that would play, notes like that. And I just wasn't getting the whole thing because I was kind of like out of the loop of that whole guitar thing. I just didn't get it. I didn't get it at all. I mean, I wish I could play like that, but I didn't get it because, like I said, I was like Ace Frehley. That's what I listened to. Ace Frehley was like Jimmy Page. They were very similar in guitar playing.
Yeah, I listen to some of that now, and I'm like, and sometimes I think the same thing. It's like, did I really have to play it like that? But, I usually just would kind of feel whatever or play whatever I was feeling. So, I mean, that's just kind of where I was then. So I just, kind of leave it at that. But then again, sometimes if I listen to, like, some of that old stuff, it's like, I stop and think, wow, did I play that? I'm like, wow, that was me.
Yeah.
It's just kind of crazy. But, no, it's all good. I think.
No, that's what I'm saying. Some of the stuff is like stupid incredible. I was like, I wish I could have played like that because I couldn't do it. It's just like I just didn't understand where some of the stuff was coming from.
Yeah.
Well, I think that you could do it because I mean, if I watch like the Winery Dogs or whatever, I see Richie Kotzen, playing just as fast as with his right hand as a lot of people that use picks do.
Did Richie Kotzen play for Poison?
He did, yeah.
Okay.
But he plays he doesn't use a pick. He's all over the place. He's all over the guitar on his right hand. Faster, just as fast, if not faster, than a lot of regular lead guitar players that use picks. So
sure.
I bet that as good as you are with your fingers on your right hand on the bass, if you tried, you could probably play that style.
The difference there though is it's playing fishing line versus piano wire. I mean, when you're playing a bass guitar, it's a totally different feel right there. I mean, if you switch to guitar, you could probably play that fast. But when you're trying to do that on a bass guitar, I mean, it's piano wire. I mean, that E string, man, I mean, it's got tension to it, man. It's not like playing on a guitar. I mean, And Bill, Will, you know that. I mean, you played both, so.
Yeah, I think I was just jealous. You know, having to listen to these guys play like that because I couldn't do it. I said, I went sit down with Kerry one time at Power Station, and he was showing me the way he played. I was like, I can't do that. There's no way I could do that.
Yeah, you guys
like when I was 14 years old, I bought my first bass guitar and started playing with Mike and Will here. Kerry showed me a few things and gave me a couple little runs to learn, and then he gave me this tape, VHS tape. It was supposedly a learning tape from Louis Johnson.
I tried that whole thing with the learning tape and stuff, and that's basically the way he played. And I said, that's not me. It's not me.
Look, man, look. And first of all, that's not instructional. All right, here's your thumb, here's your finger, here's how you slap and pop. And then he went at 100 miles an hour. And then now you do it. I'm like, are you, really? Really? Okay, well, I'm going to keep this hand off of it. I'm going to slap my bass with one hand, and I'm going to pull the string on the other. And what happened was I hit the E string, and I broke the D string. As simple as exactly what happened. I said, okay, no. I'll just try and figure this out on my own right here, and I'm just going to stick to just playing. You know, I'm just going to strum the guitar with my fingers right there. I'm not going to try to slap and pop. And when I get it one day, maybe I'll be a tenth as good as Kerry Starr on the slap and pop. And I gave it up right there. I'm like, there's no way. And, I remember watching them play Jungle Boogie and him slapping and popping. I'm like, that's not physically possible to do that. And you watch Louis Johnson, Kerry Starr, people like that, Les Claypool. I'm like, you guys aren't human. You guys are human. I'm going to go home, I'm going to put my bass on the guitar stand, and I'm going to swan dive on top of it and impale myself on it and call it a day. That's it. I'm done.
And don't sell yourself short, Thunder. You became a pretty damn good bass player. Okay?
Yes. I mean,
there were other bass players, but like around 2000 when our band kind of went to shit. There were other bass players that were just as envious of you as you were of Kerry Starr. So just
I appreciate those words, buddy. I really do. I'm just saying, you know what? Look, back in the day, I looked at Joe and Kerry like, look, I'm okay, whatever. I'm just going to keep strumming on this thing, and I'll beat on it as hard as I can, and hopefully it makes a good noise, because those guys were...
The last time I saw Kerry was back in 2003, I think it was. I was living in South Carolina. Kerry hooked up with Fleshwell with Benny. And
nice. And Todd?
Huh?
Was Todd a part of them still?
No, not at that point. I can't remember who was on guitar. But they came up and played a club down or up there called The Money, and it was just in Rock Hill, South Carolina, which is just south of Charlotte, North Carolina. And those college kids, because it's right across the street from Winthrop University, and those college kids that were there, they didn't know what the hell to think. They're just like, well, what the hell? And Benny.
Especially with Benny. Benny's so crazy anyway.
Oh, yeah.
And Will.
Yeah. Hey, is Benny that black guy?
Yes. Benny's the black guy with his little dread.
He's in Murderfly now.
I still keep in contact with him, man.
Yeah, I talked to him very well.
Hey, PDB.
Yeah.
What was the cover song you guys used to do back in the day?
Jungle Boogie?
No, was there something else? You guys used to do a cover song.
We used to do like a Jethro Tull song.
Yeah, we did that with you one time. You remember that a long time ago? We did acoustic stuff.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Actually, I had a conversation with Paul probably about a month ago, and that came up for some reason. I don't remember why.
we had like two drummers or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you guys did a cover song. But anyway, the cover song, and I was just like watching this whole thing because we play it at the Cocoa Beach Playhouse.
Oh, I remember that show.
Okay, but that was the day my son was born.
Oh, right.
And,
I didn't know that.
I have this whole thing on video and stuff. Yeah, still VHS.
Wow.
With us playing, and then you guys playing, and you guys did something at the end, and Chris was in a dress.
I think I remember this.
But I don't remember what song it was.
And I can't remember it right now, but I have it on video, so.
I remember Chris coming out in a dress.
Hey guys, I'm gonna go.
Well, it's nice seeing you again. Good talking
to you guys.
I see you through the phone.
Yeah, she
I
gets
see you
on
through
the
the phone. What up?
Damn.
Jeez.
Whatever technology you guys got, why don't I have it? I'm the host
I
of this
know,
damn
right?
show. Michelle, before you go, may I ask a favor of you?
Sure.
Can I make a little drop of your cute little giggle to play, like in segments or whatever? Awesome.
I'm not only the voice that cured millions, now I'm the voice of the giggle.
That's right.
I wanted so hard to say, what's it, the crazy bone thing. I love it when you tease me with your crazy bone.
That's where it all started.
Oh, that's right. That was
the
you
one
on the
thing,
recording, wasn't it?
Yes, she did.
I did.
Well,
Do you remember it? Do you remember it?
Me and Doug used to talk on the phone for hours, and sometimes Michelle would like climb over and like start talking because I was paying attention to her. I was talking to Doug, and she was like doing all this like phone sex stuff to Doug. Oh God, that's where it came from. She just like be all talking all whatever. So when you guys went to go in and do that record, Doug's like, hey, we gotta get Michelle to come in and do this, whatever, do it.
It was one of those things. I was so oblivious to it. I didn't care. I was just like there for playing music, hang out. And...
So, Michelle, do you remember the bit from Crazy Bone?
Yeah, I love it when you tease me with your crazy bone. Yeah.
I'm gonna make a drop of that. I'm gonna make a drop of that and send it to Chris too.
Hey, can I honestly say something? I think it was more in a little girl voice.
Yeah, maybe. I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, I first time I heard it, it's like 14 years old. Somebody saying that. I was like, oh my God.
That's crazy.
Man, it was all good fun, man. It's just like these days, man. It's all good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, PDD, I remember the song. PDD.
What was
you still there?
Yeah.
Blitzkrieg Bop.
Oh, the Ramones.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah, it just hit me. I was like, that was the song. Yeah, that's when he came out with the dress.
Actually, Pete, there was a song you guys did that I can't find anywhere. I've tried what verses I can remember, what lines from verses I can remember, and everything. I can't come up with a damn thing. It was kind of a heavy groove song, and one of the lines was like half man, half beast, something.
Oh yeah, actually that was kind of a cover too, kind of a our own version of something. That was a band called Lockup. And they didn't actually really go anywhere, but it was Tom Morello before Rage Against the Machine.
Oh, okay. Lockup?
Yeah, Lockup.
I'm gonna have to see if I can find that. Is that I was talking to people on Facebook back and forth for a good 3 days. People trying to say, let's see, was it this song by so and so or this song? No, it's not. It said half man, half beast, 20th century something. And that's all I remembered of it.
Yeah, that's what it was. Lockup.
That's the name of the song, or that's the name of the band?
That was the name of the song, actually. Half man, half beast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But it was pulling up all.
So now, Pete, is there any AWOL stuff on YouTube you can find?
I doubt it.
All right. And you don't have any of the old CDs or anything?
No, I've got I think I have a CD, and I have I said earlier, it's I found an old studio session tape. That's really about all I have. I don't really have much else. I might have a video or two, maybe, if I dug real deep. It would be VHS, of course.
And that's a shame because there's a lot of great music that's lost, man. I mean, I asked Cy, online, you got anything, or is there anything out there? And
yeah, not that I know of.
All you have to do is find somebody with the CD, as long as it doesn't have any scratches on it, just have them rip the copy and MP3.
I mean, that last album you guys put out, though, the last one I remember you guys put out was the one with the collaboration with Doug Gibson and I can't remember the name of the song, but the one like Bang Goes the Gun and that album right there. That was an awesome album, man. I had it for years.
I appreciate it. Definitely. That was one of those things too, where we were like songs that we kind of like stopped playing, but we just decided to, since we had the budget to record a whole bunch of stuff, we thought let's just record these other songs too and just get them out and and then move forward. But unfortunately, we didn't go much further. Everybody kind of went their own separate ways, and we never really came back together. But
you said you're doing photography now, but you're still playing the guitar. You still sit at home and throw a couple licks out here and there.
Actually, I was playing a little bit ago, but I don't much anymore. But yeah, sometimes.
Hey, PDB you're still one of my favorite guitar players.
I appreciate it, man.
Absolutely.
My phone
Michelle.
is dying. Yes, go.
You have to do one more drop for him, but you have to do it right.
I have to do the crazy bone?
You have to do it right because you didn't do it right the first time.
My phone is dying, so hurry.
No, you have to hurry.
You have the greatest laugh ever.
I think the whole beginning of it was, there was like a little moaning thing there.
Yes, that's right.
Is this like a 14-year-old doing this?
I don't remember that part. I just remember I love it when you tease me with your crazy bone. That's all I remember.
I remember you coming on stage and doing that, too.
Yeah, I had a dildo.
I remember that.
That's another drop,
man.
That's all about
that. You could have beat somebody that some bitch right there.
I'm gonna figure this out, and I still have it, so it will come out.
It'll come back out. The crazy bone will be unleashed.
Yeah, it was awesome talking to you.
Did I go? I love it.
See, you just did it. There you go.
Okay,
that's it.
And you just interrupted me.
CDB, help me out.
He just ruined it.
She just did it.
Okay, hold on. I have to stop laughing.
She didn't stop laughing, yeah.
I know. I remember this is how we did it in the studio, too. I had to stop laughing.
That's how you know she's lying to you right there. She giggles before she says, I love your crazy bone.
Okay, you ready? Hold on. I love it when you tease me with your crazy bone.
That was it.
Awesome. God bless America.
Hey, she's hired. Who's that girl? She's hired.
What?
I said you're hired.
I'm hired. All right, my phone is beeping at me. I need to go.
It was great talking to you, Michelle. It was a pleasure talking to you.
It was awesome talking to you guys, too.
Good talking to you, Michelle. Have a good one, huh?
You too. Bye-bye.
Peace.
Wow.
I got dude.
Brevard County, 1993, right there in the house, man.
Awesome, man.
That is awesome. We got Pete Brado right here, one of the world's greatest guitar players here. Joe Del Corvo, man. It's unbelievable right here.
Yeah. Well, Joe, you can really give Doug a hard time now that because Pete called. He's going to be kicking himself for not making that.
Oh yeah, he's going to get my whole rap.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm getting ready to go down to get my last swill of beer.
Well, tell us the final score in the game, man.
You don't want to know.
Okay.
Miami lost.
Oh, well.
They lost.
Well, all right, man. Well, anyway, Joe, thanks for being on the show, man. Look forward to seeing you at Wickham Park, man. I'm going to do everything in my power. I'm going to get down there, man. I'm going to drag Mr. Will down there with me. And, Pete, you better hop on the bandwagon. Come along with us, man.
Here's a funny thing, okay? I live right down the street from there. If you guys come down, you don't even have to get a place to stay. You can stay with me. How's that?
That's fucking fantastic, man.
That's an invitation right there, man.
Have a good time, man.
Yeah.
And we'll do some old school 80s rock and roll the way it's supposed to be, man.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, we can pop back and forth to the Rialto, come back, hang out. All good.
All right, man. Well, that's a deal, man. You got 2 guests in September, man. I'll make it work.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Thanks for being on the show, man. And
hey, man.
I'm so glad Dead Serios is back together, man.
You know, PDB still there. Love you guys.
Yeah.
And Michelle, Chris, Bridget, and I don't remember the other guy they called. I don't remember him. But
Mobius.
Yeah. It was awesome, man. Everything was good.
Glad you had a good time, man. Thanks for being on the show, man. Pete, thanks for calling in, brother, man. Good talking with you, man.
Good time.
Man, forever, man.
Hey, Pete, I have a question real quick. I have a question real quick before you get off the phone. If you get up there and do do a song with Dead Serious, if you want, pass the camera to me. I'll make sure you get some good pictures of yourself.
That's cool. Right on.
And actually, and I've seen his photography, and Will's really good at it, man. But look, guys,
there's another thing I forgot to talk about real fast. We're actually recording this for a worldwide release to whoever's doing the filming for DVD. So.
Yeah, cool.
Right on.
We might get a song, but I'm good with it.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Well,
so
we will definitely be there. I will make sure that me and Will are down there for this.
Open invitation, man. You guys got a place to stay. You too, PDB.
Right on. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm
sure.
down.
Yeah. Hey, here's the other thing. Before I leave, old friend of mine, his name was Bill Irwin, used to end things with saying to somebody going, hey, thank you very much, guys. Penis.
Well put. Hey, that's a great way to end the show. We're going to end this up with a penis.
Right. Penis. Love you guys. Peace out, bro.
All right, man.
Peace out, man. Nice,
man. All right, bye. Bye-bye.
We'll see you later, Jeff.
All right.
And wrapping it up, we're going to wrap it up the way Dead Serious always wrapped up their shows. A great song of theirs called People Need Ozzy. Check us out next week. We'll have another great guest for you on the Will and Thunder Show. Good night.
Everybody loves. He can make you hurt yourself. He can make you kill yourself. Riding that crazy train, Jason's head goes insane. People need Ozzy. Oh, yeah. People need Ozzy. People need Ozzy. If he can't do it, no one does. He's the man of the hour. The tower of power. He says that he does things when his wife pulls his string. Watch him working at the moon, eating up a silver spoon. People need Ozzy. Oh, yeah. People need Ozzy. People need Ozzy. If he can't do it, no one does. All right now. Yeah. Like a hot cup of soup on a cold winter's day. People need Ozzy, what can we say? Like the holiday season warms your soul. He's the tattooed granny of rock and roll. More comforting than your favorite sweater. Sensible people should know better. Kids are brain like weak as hell. By the Jesus sent from hell. The clock. How can he ever win? This ultimate sin. The ticket price makes me rage, but all he does is take the stage. Riding that crazy train, Jesus' head goes insane. Ozzy. People need Ozzy. People need Ozzy. If he can't do it, no one can. I love you all. Let's see everybody going crazy. When I came home last Friday night, suddenly I got uptight. I went to the basement. What did I see? Ozzy on the move and coming after me. All right now. Yeah. Yeah. And remember, we're not joking. We're dead serious.
Let's go ahead and break. You got anything else real quick?
No. I mean, I think we've covered quite a few bases this evening. So let's go ahead and take a break, listen to some Dead Serious, and let's get these guys out and let's talk about some future plans, man.
Absolutely. We'll be right back with Joe Del Corvo and Dead Serious. This song we're going to lead in with is called Peanuts Are Evil from their album We're Not Joking. And we'll be right back on the Will and Thunder Show.
I was born on the danger by a man with hair and red, telling horrid stories of evil peanuts in his bed. Boy, salted cases too, Captain Smallman and their crew, their evil ways are nothing new. They're after me and they're after you. Evil, evil, peanuts are evil, evil. Peanuts are evil. They're hiding in the alley, and they're hiding in the gutter, designing recipes for human peanut butter. Black, white, Chinese too, living dead, inflexible too. Their evil ways are nothing new. They're after me and they're after you. Evil, evil, peanuts are evil, evil, peanuts are evil.
back to the Will and Thunder Show. That, of course, was Dead Serious. And here with us, we have Mr. Joe Del Corvo, the man on the bass. How you doing, bud?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Pretty good. I guess we'll have Dead Lee on here pretty soon. So what's going on?
I'm just enjoying this Miami Heat game right now.
What's the score?
Not really. Jeez, you want to know. They're down by 21 at halftime.
Really? Will and I were talking about it earlier. It's a Spurs team is no joke, man. They're playing them tough.
Good thing I'm a Magic fan.
Yes, well, I don't know if there's anything good about being a Magic fan right now. I mean, haven't been looking good for the last couple of years, man.
It's all rebuilding.
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah,
what do you do when you get to the center?
What's that?
Go ahead, Will.
Us Dolphins fans, we've been waiting until next year since 1973.
That's right. It's been a long rebuilding time, you know. Long rebuilding, kind of like the road work in Georgia.
They're doing Decades Week on NFL Network, so you could watch the Miami Dolphins when they were good.
That's right.
Back in the 70s.
Mercy, I was eating baby food.
Yeah, I was.
Me too.
So what's going on, Joe, man? How you been?
Not too bad. I'm on vacation. No work.
It's got to be good.
No work for a week. I'm just chilling out. Just had our first rehearsal yesterday, first time in like three and a half years.
How'd it go?
It was, got to get the rust out.
Oh, sure. Absolutely.
Otherwise, it's pretty good.
So, do you guys still have the little potato head running around anywhere, or is that long gone by now?
It's somewhere.
It's somewhere.
It's an undisclosed location.
Yeah, I know it still exists. It's somewhere, but I don't even know where it's at. I haven't seen it for a while. Hopefully, it might come out in September.
Yeah, for the 80s in the Park show.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Do you have the full lineup for that, like the whole weekend? I know you guys are kicking it off on the Friday afternoon, and that's at Wickham Park on September 26th, right? Wickham Park in Melbourne, Florida.
Right.
And it's September 26th is when it starts, right?
26th, 27th, 28th, yes.
Okay, where can people get tickets? Because when they hear this lineup, people might want to be.
Just go to 80sinthepark.com.
Okay.
And get tickets right off of that. I know a bunch of local places are selling tickets too. So.
Cool. Yeah, I'm going to do everything I can to get down there for that.
You should.
But who else is going to be there? I know Faster Pussycat and Up's Enough. Who else?
Great White.
Awesome.
Great White. Stephen Piercy from Rat. What's his name? John Raitt.
John Waite?
Yeah. A couple of guys from Cinderella got their own band called Cheap Thrill. They're playing. Bang Tango.
Cool.
Who else is playing on this thing?
Brian Howe.
Zebra, which is a band I want to see because I've never seen them.
Brian Howe and Bad Company.
He's playing. Yeah.
LA Guns.
Mhm.
John Corabi.
Yep.
Gene Loves Jezebel. Oh, they're definitely 80s, but they're not really metal.
They were there last year too. Yeah.
Pat Travers.
You got some Pat Travers playing. Actually, Rodney O'Quinn plays bass for them. He used to play an early form of Dead Serious back in the day.
Oh, really?
Actually, my bass rig I bought from him a long time ago.
The Bow Wow Wow is going to be there. Holy crap.
Yeah.
That's a name I haven't heard in decades.
Missing Persons.
Yeah.
They were playing. Yeah.
Jack Starr.
Mm-hmm.
We had Jack on the show a few months ago.
Mm-hmm.
Philip Ford.
There's a heck of a lineup there.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I was there last year. I mean, it's just one of those things where you go and you enjoy the weekend, hang outside, and listen to good music. It's
amazing what they've done with Wickham Park, making it such a good music venue. I've had quite a few people tell me about it, especially people I've run into up here in Tennessee that are from the area or go down there and visit and talk about it.
Yeah. I mean, they do the country thing there too. I think the same guy that runs that does 80s in the Park too. So nice big stage. They got a catwalk this year.
Oh, really?
I'm sure Mr. Serious will enjoy that.
Absolutely.
Of course.
Yeah.
Along with an unlucky play school lawnmower.
Well, yeah.
That's right.
I'm sure there's going to be some destruction going on. Yeah.
Yes. So how did it feel yesterday, man? You guys getting back in the room together with each other, man, and just bringing that unit back together, man.
It's like I said, you have to get the rust out. My fingers are so slow, like compared to what they used to be. It's just like I get it going and stuff. But I'll tell you one thing is like I sweated really well. It's a funny thing too because I just had my 45th birthday on Sunday.
Well, happy birthday to you, man.
Thank you very much. And when I started with this band, I was 19 years old.
God.
I was this little kid coming in and just learning, still learning. What am I talking about?
I don't know if Deadly told you about this from one of the earlier times when he was on the show, but
I didn't
Thunder here. One night when you guys were playing the pub in Cape Canaveral,
I remember that place.
You guys were playing Lawn Care Studs, and this knucklehead here finds a real lawnmower on the premises.
It was by the back door, right by the stage.
Fires the damn thing up, and when Deadly's doing his little thing around the mosh pit with the play school mower, he's right behind him with the real thing.
Did you turn it on and everything?
Oh, yeah. I turned it on and everything. I almost cut Bill's foot off, running him over. And I was just rolling through the crowd. I mean, look, there was a couple Budweisers, involved in the situation. But, I mean, it seemed like a good idea at the time. It was Lawn Care Studs. He's out with the little bubble mower thing. I'm like, real lawnmower. Let's see if it cranks up. It started up, and it happened.
Man, I don't remember that. I remember the pub very well, though. They had, a really nice booby bar right down the street from there.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
What was it called? Florida's finest teasers back then. Yeah.
It was good times, man. Just like the power station back in the day.
Oh, yeah, the Power Chicken. Saw lots of great bands there.
Yeah, I think last time we talked, you mentioned one of your favorite bands that came through there that used to play with us a lot was AWOL.
Oh, right. I love AWOL, man. Yeah, they used to play you guys a lot. That was one of my favorite shows where you two were playing together because both of you guys just phenomenal musicians back there. I mean, especially on that last AWOL album where Pete and Doug did that guitar collaboration.
Yeah.
That was awesome, man. Awesome.
Yeah. I used to sit there and sit down with Kerry and he would show me how he would play, and I go, man, I can't do that. Those are two totally different bass players, But
absolutely.
Yeah. But it was so cool back then, and a lot of those guys I still keep in touch with to this day.
I see Pete on Facebook quite a bit, and he's all over the world, touring these guys and doing this and doing that.
Yeah, he's working with Papa Roach, I think, right now.
Yeah.
Oh, he's their drummer, or he's just
he's doing some kind of tech stuff with them.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Now, whatever keeps you busy, man. You make a paycheck. It's all good.
Right.
Especially in music.
Exactly. I've actually met quite a few people who do that from up here in Tennessee now. I know some of the guys from Full Double Jacket and a couple of the guys from Fuel. And these guys from Full Double Jacket, man, they're really cool guys, man, local guys around here. And they'll go out and just pop into clubs here and there, play a couple songs or whatever. They're really cool guys, man.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're in Tennessee?
Mm-hmm. I'm right in between Memphis and a town called Jackson, which it's a cool little rock scene. I'm 3 hours away from Nashville and about an hour and a half away from Memphis.
Yeah. Yeah, the old power station I was looking at the other day, it's turning into a produce market.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I can remember back before it was the power station. It was a really lame indoor putt-putt golf center.
I don't even remember that.
Really?
Yeah,
it probably happened just before I moved here. Yeah.
It was something to where you could literally, some idiot with a couple 2x4s, plywood, and a saw could have made all of the little obstacles on there. It was really lame. But yeah, I missed that place. It's been a couple of different things. Did it become now Discount Auto Parts was always there, wasn't it?
It was next door.
Yeah, it's next door.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, through the years, it was Asylum. I think it was Limelight. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, then the Zoo. And
oh, yeah, I forgot about that name.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the reason it finally closed